Never be dependent on a man, or you might die. No, literally, like, you might. Everyone wants to fantasize about being a trad wife these days, it seems. And it is really, really concerning as someone who has lived through the put. But I was like a spicy kind of trad wife. This was like very, very specific, okay? Like, sure, for sure. I was a trad wife that also had to work. I didn't get this like live-in girlfriend doesn't work thing. No, no, no. Honey, I was cooking, I was cleaning, my money was disappearing. And I'm not saying I cooked and cleaned well. I was a failed trad wife when it came to cooking and cleaning well. I'm disabled. I did my best. 4 flights of stairs with my broken body after a car accident to do the frickin' laundry, carrying that shit up and down, dragging it behind me. I was pressured to conform to his type, and that was based off of an underage celebrity. That was awkward. I cannot express enough how important it is to have a secret bank account no matter how much you trust somebody. I don't have enough money for that. I don't have any money. I don't have a secret bank account. But, like, you cannot just be dependent on somebody. I don't care if you're married. I don't care what's going on. You cannot just be dependent on someone else of any gender for any reason, because if that happens and they leave, you have nothing. I delayed my education. Oh, honey, you don't have to delay your education. Oh, but I just feel like I'm just getting this feeling that if both of us are in university, that like this relationship might not make it. Yeah, you're probably right. But you can do whatever you want. But like, we really need more money. I supported him through school, and oh, the intimate parts of things were effed. The intimate partner violence was extreme. It was like, I'm just like, it was like a tornado of doom. So like, I'm Catholic, I'm folk Catholic. I will say that I'm a folk Catholic with very traditional Slavic practices that fucks with Loki and is like not low key a witch. I am high key a witch, and I read my sitter. All of these things are very important to me. The Native American spirituality that I was raised with is also very important to me. These things are all connected. And yeah, that sounded weird if you haven't seen my other video, but I was in a family that was adopted with full blood status into the Cherokee tribe, with a lot of family on the reservation in Oklahoma to this. It's a really cool experience to come from so many cultures. And the family that I ended up in was also, Catholic. But my ex like didn't want me to be religious. He had all this religious trauma. And like, I don't know, the Vatican from afar just like spit him out after chewing him up thoroughly. Like when they tell you have to like chew like 32 times each bite. There's nutritionists on TikTok, so you get all of your nutrients. Yeah, it was like that, but it wasn't nutrients. It was like Diablo Maximum. Hellfire and brimstone and sadness and pain. I know why they ended up that way, but it doesn't make it okay. So I'm putting off my schooling. I'd crashed my car, and that had made it so that I had to take a health break from school to fix my brain. And while I was trying to fix my brain, it was being unraveled. Like, if you want to destroy my consciousness, pull the thread while I walk away. And things just kept escalating, And one thing that I think is really, really important is that it is not uncommon for people to find out about you, especially men, and like that are going to take a story from your past and be like, oh, something really similar happened to me. And then they'll tell you, like, the Olivia Rodrigo song that, these girls are crazy, these girls hurt them. Then you start getting punished for hating on the girls because you're trying to support him, and it's a whole freaking mess. Then you start to find out that he has some interesting proclivities when it comes to his hub searches. And then you start noticing a pattern that you're being pressured to look young and youthful while also feeling like you need to be curvy and busty and like, I want to be cool, tall, vulnerable, and luscious. And oh my god, it gets in your head. Yeah, let's actually go back to Suzanne Vega. What a pretty life you have. Oh boy, it's a pretty life you have. And I would need a man just so I could navigate your backyard. Your home is very ordinary. I know I was born to live a double life of murderous strife and misery. And when I find it, I know I'll make sense of me. So, when you want to be cool, tall, vulnerable, and luscious, when you start comparing yourself to others, and then you're punished for comparing yourself. I can't tell you how many times this has happened. Oh my god, I feel really insecure because you made me insecure. I've been thinking about plastic surgery. Oh my god, how could you do that? You're so shallow. What the frick? I am detoxing so hard right now, and I just like had a really intense conversation with my bestie. And so this is like on my mind. ADHD song. So if you can follow my squirrel brain, I really, really, really just want everybody to understand that you can live a traditional life, a traditional religious life. You can and still be independent. So I'll joke sometimes and be like, oh, I'm a trad wife and my partner's a trad husband. We want to live on a farm. My family are farmers and textile workers. We have been since we were in Poland and Ireland and Scotland. Like, this has been, like, forever. Tailors and candlestick makers. So I want to live that life. I want to be milking goats with a baby on my back, you know, doing my Slav squats and, you know, plucking stuff out of the garden, herding chickens around, living in the sunshine. What a beautiful day. But jokes aside, if you don't have money in your bank account, you are vulnerable. If you have a partner that you can trust that doesn't have access to that bank account but knows that you have it, you can be open about it. But if you are dating somebody that, you know, if you're just like, if you're sharing money but you just never have any and they're like, why are you buying a coffee? They're blaming a lot of money disappearing on you buying a coffee. This is financial control. I even ended up giving up my credit cards for kink. It was not consensual, risk aware, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't. I feel like I'm floating through bus stops right now. It's like a very specific feeling I get when I'm dealing with certain health stuff for medication. You don't need a Xanny to feel better. Please, 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 please trust me on that. Never again. But back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. I just... You can do it. You can have both. But if you're giving up your autonomy for someone else, then you're not really living in a healthy way that is conducive to you being an autonomous, independent being with your own individual sovereignty, as Shalise Ansola says on Cults to Consciousness all the time. So, if you're in a situation where you are worried that your partner is checking out other people, you know, and maybe has something going on with an ex that isn't resolved, is looking at intimate content online that is really, you know, not jiving with whatever your personal morality is, it doesn't matter. You get to set the boundaries for who you want in your life. If you feel like they tell you how to look how you want, but then when you don't look a certain way, you kind of get freezed out, or they're a little bit aggressive or weird with you, or intimacy is less gentle, and these kind of things happen, that is a sign that something needs to change. So what I want to leave you all with is make sure you have an exit strategy. If you are in a situation where you feel like you want to be a trad wife, not like a farmer, you can wear prairie dresses all day long. A lot of them are based on like traditional Slavic clothing, which is kind of fun, or traditional Victorian and Edwardian clothing. That's kind of fun. You can prairie it up and have fun. You can make your sourdough bread. You can even work from home. But it's even okay to take a break from work and let your partner support you, but you need to have your own resources. And if you're wearing that dress, it shouldn't mean that you are beholden and obedient to somebody else and trying to be what they want a woman to be or a non-binary person to be. Just be yourself. and don't confront them violently if things are sketch. Do your research.